Alright, so I'm on a weird Song of Ice and Fire Game of Thrones kick recently. I've kind of gotten back into it. I took a break after the show's disappointing ending, let's say. But I've recently gotten back into it, been rereading the books. Good books. Books better than show. I'm just putting that out there right now. But basically, I want to go through all of the POV chapters that were fairly certain are going to be in Winds of Winter and Dream of Spring and kind of predict where they're going a little bit. Basically, I just want to have a little fun with this. So, I have a list of all the major ones here, because I just pulled up the wiki. So, if I miss someone, blame the wiki, because I can't remember who all the fuck. Um, and we're going to start kind of in the south and work our way forward. Cersei. So we'll start with Cersei just because, well, she's the first one on my list. So basically, I think King's Landing is going to go bad. Um, she's probably going to kill a shit ton of Tyrells and the Faith Militant off. And then that's when Fagon shows up and will take King's Landing. And Cersei, along with her little entourage, will flee to Casterly Rock. Because because George had pretty well said, we're going to see Casterly Rock at some point. And I think Cersei going there makes the most sense. So I think that's probably what we're going to get there. And I do think there will be a battle of King's Landing. I don't know how big it'll be between Fagon and Cersei's forces. If there's anything left in King's Landing at that point. If Cersei doesn't just say fuck it and leave after destroying the Faith Militant. If Tommen commits seppuku, because YouTube I don't know what that word means, and assuming that Marcella dies in Dorne somewhere. Yeah. I'm assuming Cersei goes to Casterly Rock, and then at some point, well, we'll get to that when we get to it, but at some point, either in Winds of Winter or Dream of Spring, she gets killed off. If it happens, it'll be end of Winds of Winter, or she will die very early in Dreams of Spring. Because, yeah, I don't see the books making the same mistake the show did in keeping her around probably far longer than she should have been. Next up, we're just going to cover all of them, all the sort of plot lines in that area. So, Ariana Martell, assumedly, she's going to find Fagon or Young Griff, whoever the fuck you want, however the fuck you want to name him. And she is going to presumably join up with him and John Connington. I might as well cover Connington here. Where is he? Yeah. So we're also assuming Young Griff will take Storm's End, assumedly somewhere in the halfway point of the book of Winds of Winter, and march on King's Landing. So he will have King's Landing by the end of Winds of Winter. I am assuming Daenerys will likely start by taking Dragonstone. So he will take that, and your main real conflict, and your main conflict is going to be Fagon versus Daenerys in the south, and Jon versus Night's King in the north. So that'll happen. Um, John and Ariana can literally die at any point. I assume they would die in Dream of Spring, not Winds of Winter, though. But they will likely die off. Um, I could see John Connington getting killed and dying to his Graysdale in Winds of Winter. Especially if Ariana is there. Like, he not really needed. Um, who else? Oh, yeah. Quickly, Ariohota. I do not see him surviving Winds of Winter. If he gets 2 chapters, I will be shocked. And then gets killed off. He's there to basically set up Darkstar as a threat, as someone to look out for. Because I think Darkstar is going to side with Daenerys and undermine Duran's plans. And basically, he's going to set it up so that the Danes become the High Lords of Dorne, become the new princes of Dorne. And the Martells are removed. That's his thing. And I think Arihota is going to live long enough to figure that out. And then he's going to fuck off into the great beyond. Now, we'll quickly go over Old Town. So, Sam Tarly and Aeron. Aeron is not going to survive Winds of Winter. I'm telling you that now. He'll live up until Euron takes Old Town. That much is, I'm reasonably certain. And then I think Euron likely kills him off. Because I think Theon, well, might as well cover the Ironborn altogether. Theon and Yara and Asha are going to go back to the Iron Islands and try to reclaim them from Euron. And basically my theory is Theon is going to sacrifice himself to kill Euron, and Asha is going to take the Iron Islands. I could see all of the Greyjoy dying by the end, but that's my theory for that. And as for Victarion, he's going to get cooked by dragons. He's going to be extra crispy when this is all over. So, there you go. As for, well, we're going over there anyway. Let's just deal with this. Tyrion and Dany and all of them will end up back in Westeros. Dario and possibly Barristan could die with a couple deaths. I think Dario is probably going to die in the books, personally. Instead of getting left behind, I think he just dies. And then I think it is possible Barristan does die, but he will die in a much better way. Because I think you're going to get 2 battles of Marine in the books. You're going to get the Battle of Marine against the Yunkish forces, which they will win. And then you're going to get the battle against Volantis. And I think Dany will go to Volantis, lightly light it on fire, lightly demonstrate why she isn't to be fucked with, and leave, pretty much. Basically, just to demonstrate to them, fuck with me again, and I will burn your entire fucking city to the ground. And that will be the end of that, and she will sail off. And I could see her either being about to arrive at the end of Winds of Winter or at Dragonstone and taking Dragonstone. Personally. And I think Euron and Cersei might ally up. I could see Euron being dead well before then too. Just depends. But Cersei either dies at the end of Winds of Winter or at the beginning of Dream of Spring. As far as Bran goes, I think the show is fairly accurate in that one, in that he will come back down south. I think the Night King will find a way in. Hodor will die, and I think Mira Reed will eventually die as well. And that's where that goes. As for... Okay, so we'll cover Jon Snow real quick, and then we will come back around to all the... As for Sam will flee Old Town probably get Heartsbane, and he will head back north and join up with Jon in Winterfell. And yes, Jon is still going to end up in Winterfell. He's still going to end up king in the north. As for Jaime and Brienne, I think Lady Stoneheart is going to take the place of Arya in the show and genocide the phrase into non-existence, because fuck them. Because they deserved it. Say what you want about the show, but that was fucking cathartic. And then odds are good that Brienne and Jaime will escape. Brienne probably heads north to help the Starks. Jaime might might hear about Cersei leaving King's Landing and go to figure out what the fuck. And when he hears what all the fuck happened, that's when he kills Cersei. And then himself. The Gravedigger's the Hound. I think the Blackfish probably eventually heads north with Brienne. I think the Hound probably does too at some point. I think all of those major fighters will end up headed north that aren't directly tied to the Lannisters or the Targaryens will head north and basically all kind of rally up there. As for the whole Stannis thing, he's gonna win. Likely him and Jon will take Winterfell. I think Stannis kills Roose, and I think Jon will kill Ramsay, since there's no reason for Sansa to care. I think Sansa will end up rallying the Vale, possibly killing Littlefinger in the process, or at least turning Littlefinger or at least manipulating Littlefinger into doing what she wants for a while. And basically, she will get the Vale on side. So, and combined, they will retake Winterfell. Jon will be declared king in the north. Stannis will really have no fucking choice but to accept it because he has no forces of his own. Shireen will burn. George has all but confirmed that one. Melisandre will likely get exiled and maybe die later. Who knows? Davos will find Rickon, but I think Rickon still dies. I think there's at least one more tragedy in the Stark's future, and I think that's it. Jon is going to resurrect. We all know this. Basically, you're going to have... I think Howland Reed will show up in Winds of Winter. And basically expedition dump in Dreams toward the end of Winds of Winter. Like, one of the last Jon chapters is going to be Howland Reed showing up at Winterfell. And then you'll get the big expedition dump about Jon's parentage in Dream of Spring. And I do think the show probably got that right. Just saying. It is the most popular theory, I know, but fuck it. And then the White Walkers will be at the wall or will have breached the wall at the end of Winds of Winter. And then Dream of Spring will just be wrap everything up. Fagon will die, Jon Connington will die, Arya, the Martells, they will all die. Cersei and Jaime, if they aren't already dead, will be. The Mountain will kill. The Mountain will die. Qyburn will die. They will all die off. And it will be Daenerys and Jon and Tyrion, the big three, versus the White Walkers, basically. And then possibly Daenerys still goes mad and kills everybody. But I think it's better set up in the books because you can see she struggles with it. You can see she's one really bad day away from snapping. And if she watches literally everyone she has grown to care about die in the battle of the White Walkers, that might be enough to make her snap. And then that will seem less, and either Jon or Tyrion will take over. Honestly, in the books, I could see the Iron Throne 9 being a thing by the end. legitimately, I could see the Iron Throne just not being a thing. And yeah, basically, as for Arya, she's going to end up back in Westeros. And I think there is a good shout she kills at least one White Walker. I don't know if she killed the Night King, but she could definitely kill a White Walker off. I think you will get a similar scene with something. I think you will get something similar. It might not be the Night King, it might just be a random White Walker she kills off. But I think you will get a scene like that. Um, a bunch of the fighting, like the fighters, like Blackfish, Brienne, the Hound, they will all just get killed off in the battle with the White Walkers. Tormund, any of those whose big claim to fame is they're a good fighter will get killed off either in this or the next book. That's the truth. And yes, I know these videos aren't popular anymore. I don't care. I do what I want. Um, yeah, that's it. Ta ta.